Suggested tweets. You've worked hard to create these fans. I want you to do something with them. I want them to become advocates. Don't you love this? You have no idea how much it cost us to get these little people running across behind the stage. One of them has no clothes. Don't look anymore. We've worked very hard to create fans. I think it's fair to do something with it. They are eager, ready, and willing to become advocates on your behalf. Social is how they do that. But like with anything else in life, if you don't ask, you don't get. So you have to make it easy. You have to let them know that you're interested. You have to ask for it. And make it as easy as possible. Even give them some suggested tweets on occasion. Some suggested Facebook posts. Or show them exactly how to get to your page so that they can like you. Hitting the like button is true engagement. It has huge value. I'm putting my reputation on the line. It's not just, oh, I'm hitting a button. It's a big, big deal. And people who like you are way more likely to buy from you. Again, statistically, they're also incredibly more likely to refer you to friends. Huge impact. How are you going to know where they are? Well, go social. Most of you do some kind of email at some point, some sort of email marketing. So start to put the links in. You say, yeah, we've gone social. You can follow us on Twitter or on Facebook. You can even make your email shareable now. I'm going to talk about that more in a moment. And they'll let you know. You can see right away, well, a bunch of people clicked and signed up on Twitter from here. And nobody's on Facebook. So I guess I'm going to spend more energy and time on Twitter, or vice versa. Or you put in LinkedIn and nobody clicks. OK, then I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. I know your time is limited, so you want biggest bang for the buck. This is how you find out. Use your email list to get started. You're already doing social media via email. You have a relationship with them. So it just makes sense that that's the first audience you let know that you've gone social. And we even have templates at Constant Contact that they say that. We've gone social. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. It's already built for you. So if you're a user, it's easy. If you're using another service, it's certainly not difficult to build an email like this or to build this on your own. But make a statement, freestanding email. Yes, we've gone social. We're serious about it. We're ready to go. And then going forward, always include those links, those standard Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn icons, depending on which platforms you're participating in, so they can follow you at any time. Well, why would we want to, this is our customer base. Well, I don't want to market to my customers. I want acquisition. I want new customers. Isn't that a waste of time? Who are your prospects most like? Who do your customers hang out with? People like them. Who are your best prospects? People like your customers. It's their network. It's your customer's network that's invaluable. The average person has 223 friends on Facebook. So you're never marketing just to your customer. You're marketing to 223 other people at the same time. People that are right in your demographic. They are like your existing customer. They're the perfect prospect. So marketing for acquisition always starts with your existing customers. They already love you. You've already knocked their socks off. Leverage that. Great place to start. It needs to look professional. It's just like with email marketing. People don't want plain text emails anymore. They want a nice-looking HTML template, a nice-looking HTML email. They expect professionalism. So go ahead and change the colors on Twitter to match your logo, your branding colors. Go ahead and update Facebook and use the new cover photo on Facebook to show off something about your brand. If you don't know, how many of you have a style guide that tells you the hex codes for your colors of your logo? I'm so surprised that 4 of you raised your hands. So if you don't know it, there are 2 free tools out there that will tell you the codes for your colors. So in Constant Contact or Twitter or anywhere else, you can always make the colors match perfectly. If you're a Windows user, there's one called ColorCop. You download it for free at colorcop.net. It shows you the color codes for anything you have on your computer screen. If you're a Mac user, it's already built in, of course. It's in your Utilities folder. It's called Digital Color Meter. So you have the tools. There's no reason not to be precise and perfect starting tomorrow. Add some starter content. Well, that sounds difficult. What's starter content? Questions you get asked every single day. A link to something interesting you found. You could tweet out tonight, I'm tweeting for the first time because @RonCates said to. I mean, it is that easy. There's no reason not to start. And then give your customer some suggested tweets or some suggested Facebook posts. Zach's my friend from Constant Contact. He knows this. I was in Detroit, had a huge audience, and I was joking around. I was joking around with them. I said, I'm going to send you a follow-up email. It's going to have some suggested tweets, some suggested Facebook posts, something like, oh my gosh, I saw the most amazing presenter of all time @RonCates. So of course, as a joke, I sent it out. More than half of them copied, pasted, and posted that verbatim. Imagine if it had been something a bit more conservative. then it would have been even more than half. So give them the tools and make it super easy, and they will act. They're much more likely to act the simpler you make it for them. You could link to a blog, to an event you're putting on, to something you found, to a video from your iPhone or smartphone. It doesn't have to be complicated. Don't overthink it. Make your email shareable via social. Now think about that for a second. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that really wasn't even possible. How would you share your email newsletter on social? Invite people to come over and like watch it on Facebook, read it over my shoulder? We changed our platform years ago because we knew that social was going to take off and be big. And so we made everything you send out, we now have for every email you send, we do a web page version of that email automatically, and that can be shared via social. So we have a social share bar you can turn on up at the top, and they can actually share your email on Facebook or Twitter or other social sites. And we're seeing the increase in reach because of that to be absolutely phenomenal. The return on investment on email as is already phenomenal. $44 for every dollar invested. Put that in perspective. And this is an audience, I don't have to explain what ROI means, but let's put it in perspective. If there was a bank here in Dallas, if there was a bank in Anchorage, Alaska, having a promotion today, for every dollar you turn into them, they're going to hand you $44 back. Where would you be right now? Sorry, Mark, we'd all be in Anchorage, Alaska. I'd be literally chilling with you in the longest line in the history of the earth. And when I finally made it to the front of the line and got my money, I'd go to the back of the line to do it all over again. That's average return on investment on email. Average. The average email isn't very good. So as good marketers, if you do email marketing and social media marketing well, then your return on investment is astronomically high. It's almost incalculably high. So just go do it tomorrow. Easy to share email now, huge increase in reach. It's free. You just click on a button. Now, if you're concerned about coming up with content, this sounds challenging. This is real. It's a farmer's market in the Northeast. Here's one of their posts on Facebook. It's 2 a.m. Do you know where your fruit is? Okay, they did not need a professional writing staff to do that. They did not mill that out to a marketing company. They came up with that all on their own. And who cares? Within minutes, there were likes and comments. Within a week, there were more than 300 comments and more than 500 likes. And as you scan that as the owner, invaluable information. Gosh, that's really cool. I wish they had fresh watermelon this time of year. I love their peaches. So all this great information for free that takes you seconds to scan. Here's the neat part. They are now creating your content for you. If you post something that incites people to comment, they are now creating all your new content for you. Pages, your followers, are creating content for you. They read that one sentence, it incited them to comment, they came up with pages of content on your behalf. It's like Tom Sawyer getting his friends to watch the fence for them. It works. They are ready and eager and ready to go to advocate on your behalf. Let them do it. The very best content you can post is, one, are they going to want to share it with their friends? And two, will it incite them to comment? If it does, they're now doing most of the work for you. All right, so I was curious, because I always hear about, oh, I don't have time to do social. I timed it. Typing with my left hand, and I'm right-handed, as slowly as I can to see what my time investment was on typing something like this. And it comes out to less than 10 seconds. I mean, it's a 9-second or so investment. How many of you do not have 9 seconds in a day to do this? I love asking this. So many of you want to raise your hand so badly right now, but you don't dare. You're like, that's a bathroom break I'll have to do without. All right, how about this in 1 second? Click, post, 1 second. They took a picture of a watermelon cut in half and posted it. It was like a Rorschach test of the readers. There were hundreds of comments and likes. Hundreds. Most of them were, valuable information. So a photo. I mean, you've got it on your smartphone. It doesn't have to be perfect. Click post, 1 second. Remind them that you're out there. Let them comment, incite them to comment, and learn from what they write. I want you to be an expert. I think I made that point. That means it's not about you, it's about what you know. So marketing has always been about getting attention for your business or your products. Consumers become smart. They get bombarded. We get 6,500 marketing impressions per day on the average in the United States. So I want something back. I barter, as most consumers do today, I barter for attention. I'll give you my attention if you give me something good, something valuable that's educational content. Do not be afraid to give away intellectual property in this way. They will still buy from you. They'll still come seeking more advice. Show that you know everything, that you have all the expertise and experience, and they will buy from you. You don't even have to ask them to. Email marketing. Most of the emails I get in my inbox have the same message. It's buy my stuff. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my... I know that you sell things. Tell me what makes you different. Build a relationship with me. Connect with me so that I know that you're human. Same thing happens via social, and it's incredibly powerful. So you're going to trade attention for information, their attention for your information. And you're going to inspire trust by being an expert on just one subject. You can't be an expert on 10. So narrow your focus. Even if you really are an expert on many, many things, pretend that you're only an expert on one. Social media don'ts, what not to include. So it's you talk about your favorite sports team. That seems pretty innocent. But some people out there hate your favorite sports team, and they might not buy from you. So I'm going to stay away from politics, religion, and sports for those reasons. Now, there's some exceptions. Last year, I spoke at the biggest conference of rabbis in the world. I told them that they could talk about religion and that'd be okay, right? So I learned so much from that. I didn't know anything about rabbiing before, but I learned a lot. So I stole this phrase. They told me up front 3 things that really impressed me. They said, we know we're in digital diapers. I love that, so I use that all the time now. They said, we know that today people communicate in a lot of ways, and we don't know all those ways. Bingo. And this was perfect. They said, we know we're selling something. So it's an idea, it's a philosophy, as opposed to a tangible product, but nonetheless, they know that they have to market themselves. And I thought that was just profound. It made my whole week. So yeah, they can talk about religion. You better be careful unless it's involved in your business in some way. Dealing with the positive. People are going to say nice things about you on Twitter and Facebook. On occasion, you should thank them. On occasion, if they're a rabid fan, you might even reward them, but I'm not going to do that online. I don't want it to look like I'm buying positive reviews. So, Ron is always on there posting about how much he loves my restaurant. Next time I see him, or maybe I'll call him or email him or direct message him, I really appreciate it, Ron. Next time you're in, dessert's on me. I'm not going to post that publicly. It looks like I've just bought a good review. And again, you want clarity, you want transparency, you want this to be real and authentic. You can comment back, you can answer questions, you can share their comments on other platforms. Look at what this guy said about my business on Twitter, and you could post that to Facebook. You could print it, you could put it in an email. These are all public domain things that you can share any way that you like. Dealing with the negative, this is going to happen on occasion. Somehow, someone's going to come in and they had a bad day and it didn't go well. And they're going to post something negative about you. Okay. First thing, reach out to that platform and let them know that you've read it and you're going to do something, but you go into zero detail on the platform. So if you said something bad on Facebook, I'm going to go to Facebook and say, I see where Ron is not happy with the service you got at my restaurant. I've reached out to Ron and I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it better. Period. No detail. Then I'm going to call that person or email them or direct message, and I'm going to do anything I can to fix it. And I'm going to ask them up front what that is, because most retailers especially, you will volunteer something more extravagant. I'll give you a full refund. Well, all I wanted was to vent. So ask them, because it's not going to do you any good unless you please them to their definition anyway, so why not just ask them up front? They're 12 times more likely to go post something positive about you when you fix it than about something negative in the first place. So this has real value to it. And when you're doing the calculations in your head, should I take this product back? It's going to cost me money. You got to count that in. There's PR value that has true, tangible dollar financial value. You got to put that into your calculations. Monitoring. This is the biggest time sink, but I'm going to make it easy for you. You should monitor social. What are people saying about me? What are they saying about my brand? I mean, that one's a for sure. I'm going to monitor my brand. Maybe I'm going to monitor some of my competitors, maybe some thought leaders, maybe some stuff about the industry. Given your time crunch, maybe it's just your brand to start with. I monitor my brand. My brand is Ron Cates, and I monitor it. I let Constant Contact monitor Constant Contact. I monitor me. And I'm lucky because there are not a lot of Ron Cates out there, so it narrows it down. If I was John Smith, it'd be tougher. There are 4 tools that I use. You do not need to use all 4. Pick 1 or 2 that you like. They are Google Alerts, Outlook Social Connector, Nutshell Mail, and TweetDeck. And they're all free. And I'm going to talk about them for just a moment. Google Alerts is free. It's from Google. You type in some keywords, and anytime your brand is mentioned anywhere on the web, you get an email report that shows you where you were mentioned. If you're not sure how to find it, Google it. I monitor Ron Cates. There are two of us. There's like race car driver Ron and social media Ron. It's pretty easy to narrow it down. So anytime I'm mentioned on the web, I get a report. And I can make that happen once a week, every day, any way I want to. I can narrow it down, filter it, has endless options. It's free. It's nice to know what people are saying about you. I think that's really important. Outlook Social Connector is also free. It's from Microsoft. It only works with Outlook for Windows, not Outlook for Mac. So if you're a Mac user like me, it won't work. But it adds a pane at the bottom of your emails, and it shows you all the current social media activity of the person at the other end of the email. So when she sends me an email, I get to know everything about her. Now, if I sell a big ticket item and I'm trying to get to a decision maker, it's not a bad thing to know what's going on in their world. This is free. It's from Microsoft. It works with Outlook. And again, ethics-wise, they have to be following a friend on Facebook, yes. But if they're a friend, you learn everything about them that maybe you didn't know otherwise.
But if they're not your friend, you don't.
Actually, it doesn't even have to be a friend. It could be anybody. Any public information they have will be in this pane. So if they haven't made all their information public, except their friends, no. But in most cases, it's going to tell you a lot, because most people do leave their profiles public. TweetDeck. TweetDeck is kind of hard to explain, so I'm going to show you. It allows you to monitor everything in one place. It's free. So instead of logging into Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, I just log into TweetDeck, or I use my TweetDeck app. It looks like this. I can see what's going on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, all at one time. I can configure it any way I want to, and I can even post directly from here. I can schedule posts. I can respond to stuff. So instead of logging into 4 different social media platforms, I can just log into this one. They also have an app for smartphones, for Android, for iPhone, so really easy and portable. They have a feature that I really like. You can create a post today when you have time and schedule it to go out anytime in the future. So if you only truly have 10 minutes a week to work on social, and it's Saturday afternoon, I can go and schedule posts to go out during the week, so they're spread out more. I love this. I'm over 50. I've got 3 kids in college. I have posts going out to them 30 years from now just to scare them. I'm still watching you. I'm very disappointed. I know that's really hard to believe, but it's true. I really am over 50. All right, so Nutshell Mail, this is my favorite, but full disclosure, we like it so much we bought it. Constant Contact owns Nutshell Mail now. I know that you check your email multiple times per day. The average person checks their email 6 times a day. The average small business owner 24 times a day. Small business owner traveling 44 times a day. We're pretty obsessed with it. Nutshell Mail is free. You can configure it any way you want to, and it gives you a recap of all your social platforms in an email as many times a day as you like, exactly when you want it. If you want it once a day, okay. If you want it 4 times a day, fine, at these times. And you can respond directly from there. Free. You don't have to be a Constant Contact user to use it. I can scan. I do it 4 times a day. It takes me about 15 seconds to scan. And if there's something important, I can respond to it immediately instead of having to log into everything separately. Lastly, this is a real case study. Who's from Seattle? Anyone? Yeah. All right. Have you ever been to the Swinery? Yeah. No. The Swinery is a real store. It's a butcher shop, upscale butcher shop in Seattle. I did not use this slide at the Rabbi Conference. And I was joking with them, telling them how I didn't use the slide, thinking they would laugh, and they didn't laugh. So the Swinery is a real store. They've been doing email marketing for a while. They haven't come to one of our seminars, so their results could be better. But they have almost 4,000 subscribers they send the email newsletter out to. They've got a decent open rate, 22%. We've got people in this room over 30% already. That's kind of the gold standard on email. And they were really excited about that. Now, they added the social share bar to where now email could be shared socially. And here's what happened. It was viewed an additional 485 times. It was liked by 181 readers. That's a 60% increase in reach. The return on investment on email marketing is already fantastic. What happens when you increase it by 60%? That's phenomenal. And it's free, and it takes about a second to add that button, that bar up at the top. I mean, if I quit Constant Contact today, which I would never do because I love them, and tomorrow I'm an independent consultant, and I come to you and I say, look, I'll increase your reach by 60%, write me a check. Sam's Club would write me a huge check for that. This is free. It's already in your account. You click on a button and it happens. So I can't think of any reason not to do this. Lastly, I've got free stuff for you. So we're going to send you the slides, but socialquickstarter.com is free to everybody in the world. We have a really neat tool for Facebook that encourages people to hit the like button. You can try that for free. And we also have a social campaign playbook that shows you how to use these things. That's free for everybody. So again, we love small business. We want to make you incredibly successful. I admit up front that we live vicariously through you, and I feel good when you're successful, and I never want to feel bad, and I never do, because you'll go and knock it out. Lastly, I don't want you to forget that you do have fans. You need to leverage them and not take advantage of them, but use them as a utility that you've already earned. Thank you so much for letting me do this.